The views, takes, and opinions expressed on this show are of the host's own and do not represent the views, takes, and opinions of the Main Event Mark, PWPH Wrestling Network and its affiliates. Material and sources mentioned in this episode is for general and commentary purposes only. This episode might include strong language and may not be suitable for children. Listener discretion is advised. Stay safe and stay wrestle, everyone. Welcome to the Main Event Mark.
Yes, we putang ina. We are back. Finally. So welcome to yet boy. This is another episode of the Main Event Mark podcast. Today is Saturday. This is going to be good, everybody. So before we start this week's episode of the show, um, I have some explaining to do. Pero no worries, guys. I'm going to give what you guys want. We're back on the main event, and I decided to do something different here. We are going to go to a Jim Cornette route on this episode. So we're going to do a two, at least, sige. Let's see what we can provide, what we can do here on the show. So we're going to do back-to-back reviews of AEW Full Gear and WWE Survivor Series War Games. And of course, para lang siguro hindi kayo masyadong maburyo, I'm going to chop it into two parts para lang medyo magkaano kayo. Um, I'm going to chop it into two parts para lang hindi gaanong boryo yung inyong pakikinig dito sa show. So it might be boring for some people. It might be boring for me editing a 2-hour episode. But no worries with that, guys. Welcome back to the show. So, first thing foremost, oh, we're back. It's been a while. Actually, I supposed to record the Full Gear episode. Nag-corrupt yung file nun. So, medyo may problema yung file for Full Gear review. So, uulitin ko na naman yung review ko for Full Gear. And my reception for the show, in my honest opinion, I kind of disappointed because I'm expecting better on Full Gear 2024. Tapos in progress na rin yung Continental Classic, which is my personally I didn't like Continental Classic because hindi ko feel yung vibe ng tournament. Plus, hindi naman siya kasing prestigious ng G1. Let's say, okay, so mas stacked. Tignan yung C2, yung Continental Classic. Pero wala pa ring tatalo on how G1 is being built. Hindi gaano nag-click sa ibang fans si Zack Sabre Jr., our Filipino hero, but it doesn't matter. He is still one of the best G1 winners, and now he is the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and he is set to defend the title next month. It might be both Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dream, Wrestle Dynasty, and we are going to provide you more updates on that soon. But for now, here on the Main Event Mark podcast, thank you very much for listening on the show. There's a lot of things to say, then there's a lot of things to address as well. So, first thing before we continue, bago tayo pumunta sa mga review natin, gusto ko muna magbigay ng ilang shoutouts, no? Shoutout muna kay Yuki kasi I was able to meet him personally. He is one of my producers before for my Bong Collective podcast until the dissolution of the network. And then, ayun nga, they eventually joined TPN, the Pod Network, and then me creating the PWN for both main event and the PWPH podcast. Yuki is a really good guy. I swear to God. And kailangan lang niya talaga ma-expose on more wrestling. Kasi sa tingin ko, he is busy enough on K-pop. But Yuki, sana magkita tayo sa mga Puso, FPW, or Dexcon events. And we might see something on you soon. Pero man, seriously, I hope we can meet one another again sa mga events ng Puso, FPW, o sa Dexcon. And yeah, we will introduce you to our Philippine wrestling scene. And this is going to be fun, I swear. Yeah, there's a lot of things to digest, there's a lot of things to do, and alalahanin nyo, malapit na rin ang ating The Bash Awards and also the PWPH Awards for other community, PWPH podcast. So we will share more of that in the coming days, in the coming weeks. Most likely after January, mas klaro na yung details nun since January namin ilalabas yung mga detalye about that. And the Bash Awards, basta soon, malalaman nyo, January 2025, para na tayo on the Bash Awards. Mauuna yon. Then, PWPH Awards. Since it's a poll format. Then, ito, tapusin lang natin yung World's End. Then, medyo i-process na natin yung episode na yon for our year-end, the Bash Awards. So, that's the 5th annual The Bash Awards 2024. Yan. So, in case you missed it, WWE is still on Blast TV. Blast TV is still the best WWE broadcaster for the past 10 years, and I hope you can support Blast TV habang hindi pa napunta sa Netflix yung content for WWE here in the Philippines. I hope you can support them by subscribing to Blast TV. Blast TV is free if you are having Converge, Globe at Home, any of their affiliated cable providers, you can subscribe on them. And sa boss, makakapanood na rin kayo ng mga content sa Victory Liner. So, that's a W then. So, if you don't want to subscribe using your cable provider or internet service provider, you can also subscribe for 179 or 199 with Setanta Sports. UFC 310 is set also this weekend on pay-per-view sa Blast TV. So you can also subscribe on that. Hindi lang wrestling ang mapapanood nyo doon. You can also watch Filipino Pro Wrestling, FPW, Astig. And then, makapanood din kayo doon ng mga movies, TV shows, iba-iba pang mga content. And yeah, that's on Blast TV. Marami tayong i-share na mga balita in the coming days and weeks regarding on this stuff. Next week, we're going to review Deadline. We will predict Saturday night main event. Tangina, sumapaw na naman. Main event. Mark Podcast. Pero, ayan, ang dami ko pang ine-explain, no? Siguro mamaya na ako mag-commentary, no? Kasi may commentary akong gustong i-share sa inyo. And, yeah, I am really excited to re-review yung putang inang Full Gear 2024. And I decided to compose on this week's episode. And I hope you can really enjoy both of these episodes. So if you don't want to hear my thoughts on Full Gear, you can skip this, then diretso na kayo sa War Games. Pero ito, Full Gear 2024, ito na. Let's start with the matches that I appreciate. So, Big Boom AJ versus QT Marshall. Actually, I would say this is the best match of the 0 hour buy-in, kung naman tawag nila dyan. Ito, si Big Boom, para sa kaalaman nyo, he is also a wrestler, or he used to be a wrestler then. So, he knows what he is doing. and he can wrestle in his own right. So, wag yung gagawin si Big Boom. Ako, ginagawa ko rin to, pero I have big faith on that guy. And I think he is a really good wrestler din in his own right. Ito yung wrestling match na hindi ginago at hindi rin magagago, for sure. So, let's get to ito na, yun lang. So, yun lang yung take ko for 0 Hour. Then, let's start with the Fatal 4-Way Tag Titles match. Private Party retaining the tag titles over the Outrunners, House of Black, putang ina ng chapter, and the Acclaim. So here, sa AEW kasi, basically, 2 guys are legal and then the rest is on the apron. So that's how Fatal 4 goes in AEW. So yeah. Okay. So, itong Fatal 4-Way tag match na to, it feels shorter. It feels shorter than I expected. Pero it felt more a tag match just to protect the Outrunners. Wala rin story tong feud na to. So medyo hindi ako excited all throughout on this match, no? All throughout this match hindi ako excited kasi wala namang story eh. So medyo pointless siya sa akin. And parang pinagbato-bato lang ni Tony Khan yung tatlong challengers into this match. Same with the Continental Classic as we speak. Ganun lang din yung ginawa niya dito. So this is pretty disappointing. So Pockets got interviewed and then he wants to put the AEW title back on his pocket or backpack. And yeah, I think the only thing that I really love about the 4-way tag match was on how it was short. Pero bitin ako doon. Sa totoo lang. Yan. Then MJF versus Roderick Strong. I think this match and the next happenings on this feud between MJF and Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, it doesn't make sense. Sobrang pointless ng direction ng feud na to. Pointless, as in. MJF is a part-timer. Clear naman. Hindi siya ganun nagko-compete. Hindi rin siya nagpapakita. He's just there. Pretending that he is here. And I'm kind of disappointed on his treatment here. I want something different from MJF. And this is really disappointing on my part. And I want something new on the guy. Pero putang ina. This is something that I don't want from MJF. This is really disappointing. I wish he could appear every week again and again and again and again. Pero hindi, putang ina. Ibang-ibang MJF to. MJF on this one, it's just The Rock, bootleg, noong 2003, minus the bullshit that he is appearing every week. No. It's just there, doing promos, and I didn't like it. Then Roderick Strong, as expected, he lost the match, which is fine for me. And he should lose the match na mangyayari after nitong Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole. Na I know that's pointless because I don't like the idea of the ring. The ring should be retired for good. The ring is on him. 5 years na. Tapos, mukhang siya na naman yung mananalo ng ring. I doubt Adam Cole is winning the ring. I doubt Kyle O'Reilly is winning the ring. So, it doesn't make sense. Ang labo. Why we are still booking the ring? The ring is pointless to me. Pero the match itself, going back here, it was fine. It was fine. Really good match. The only problem here, it doesn't make sense because we are clearly getting Cole versus MJF sooner than later, and medyo out of place itong match. For me, this is out of place. Clearly out of place. I want something new on this story and hope this feud must end at World's End. Wala nang iba. I hope this will not be continued in 2025. If there's a feud na kailangan maiwan sa 2024, ito yung isa. Confident ako to say, MJF, Adam Cole, iwanin na yan sa 2024. I don't want to bring that shit on the Max era. I don't want to bring that putang ina susunod na era ng AEW. Especially that they are now moving on Max. I don't want to see that garbage on Max. Isa pa. Adam Cole came late on the assault after ng match. Pretty disappointed as well. No surprise. Sobrang labo ng booking talaga ng AEW sa feud na to. I hope this ends at World's End. Wala na ako nakikitang rason para magtuloy-tuloy pa to. It doesn't make sense. Wala nang credibility yung feud. So why we're still running this feud? Right? Okay. Eto, isa pa. Speaking of which, while we're still putting the TBS title on Mercedes Moné. Okay. So, Statlander is the second TBS champion. I think she did a really good job on the belt. I think Jade Cargill established the belt really well. And now we have to deal with this Tinkerbell Ariat Mercedes Moon. Eto, the match anyways, I think was good. Not the match that I expected, and not the match that I expected that in the end we might see Camille interfering. And to foreshadow everything, next week on Dynamite, on that episode, on that week's episode, Mercedes was betrayed by Camille, and she decided to quit on Rampage. I'm not sure if it's Rampage. Same week, Camille got attacked and she was right off TV. Ang labo nung write off nila. Why we're writing off Camille? Instead, we got Anna Jay challenging for the belt at World's End or the next episode dun sa Winter is Coming. Pero but still, tangina, why we're putting Anna Jay instead of Camille? We should build Camille here. Why we're building Anna Jay? No offense, everyone. I am a fan of Anna Jay. Anna Jay is evolving to me. Anna Jay is such a really good wrestler. But why we're building why we're not building Camille? Camille is the only one that should be built on this match. Camille is the only one that should be getting the credibility. Aside from Mane. Mane is the champion, given. So, why we're burying Camille? Bakit natin binabury si Camille? Like, putang ina. Sa lahat ng ibabury nyo, bakit si Camille pa? And I'm really disappointed on that. I hope that's not the case. I hope the coronation will not be in Australia. Putang ina. We are waiting for 2 months on that if that's the case. Na, by the way, ang lit ng venue. Hindi na natuloy dun sa stadium. For you guys, we're not gonna talk about that. But that's no surprise kasi bababa daw yung sales. That's 10,000 plus doon sa stadium na kung saan ni-knock out ni Horn si Pacquiao. And I think that was a really bad stadium. To be honest guys, the stadium is bad. Sa totoo lang. In-observe ko na siya in all aspects. Yung stadium na yon hindi ko talaga trip. Parang ano siya eh, para siyang stadium pa square, pero pang ano lang siya, pang arena. Oo, ganun. Pero going back, Mercedes versus Statlander. In fairness naman, this was a really good match. This might be my favorite match of Mercedes in AEW. Pero, kagaya nga ng sabi ko, I don't like the idea of burying Camille from last week's episode of Dynamite. Or actually, let's flashback, nung nag-umpisa pa lang yung feud versus Statlander, she was the one who got buried in the picture. And suddenly, Camille is done like that. I don't like it. I am really disappointed on that stuff. And medyo upset din ako on how they're treating Camille on this one. But regardless, the match was really good. I think the match was really fun. And that might be one of my favorite matches of Mercedes Monet. I hope she can also evolve on her character. Pero putang ina, sana tama pa din yung theory ko that Camille should be the one who will dethrone Mercedes Monet. Sana siya pa din talaga. If hindi siya, puta Mercedes, sana si Tony Storm. Other than that, wala na. Wala na credibility. It should be Camille all along. Siya rin naman yung umatake kay Siya rin yung umatake kay Camille few days ago on Rampage. Then, ito, isang match na I think it's pointless. Jay White versus Hangman Page. I like the match. Oo. And ito yung rematch. And to be fair, si Hangman, I think he is an effective heel, no? Sobrang effective niya as a heel character. And to justify my point, doon sa main event, he allied with Christian. So may allegiance sila prior to that if Christian was able to cash in his shot for the AEW title, then he might get the title first over everyone or Moxley. So, pero the match going back here, Hangman versus Jay White. The match was I think it was fine, but I don't see the sense of this match. Parang ito yung match na I think I can put it on Dynamite or just to build a continuity on a big Dynamite show, not on this one. Parang ang goal lang nito talaga para lang ang goal nito sa tingin ko is just to put a spot on Christian and to set up the continuity of the partnership. So yun lang yung nakikita kong sense nito. Then, Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. I think this match was my favorite match of the pay-per-view. I would not say that this is my match of the year. No. Some people might disagree with me on this, but this is my favorite match of the pay-per-view. This match was a fun match. Sabi nga sa ibang mga podcast, if you really like wrestling, this might be the match that you're looking for. Not the main event, not Swerve versus Lashley. This might be the match that you're looking for. Summary na natin yung match. The match was really good. I think medyo okay na yung 5.5 stars ni Tito Dave Meltzer. Pero, ayun nga. The match was really good. Excellent. Sobrang ganda din ng move to put Kyle Fletcher over and also to re-establish his character as a standard bearer of the Don Callis family. So it makes sense. So wala rin namang problema si Will Ospreay on putting over his buddy, Kyle Fletcher, which is good. Then I think sobrang grabe nung match na to. And I'm glad there's no Chris Jericho matches on this one, by the way. So that's good. Okay. Then, I think the match was really good, pero OP lang sa akin yung part where the pile driver got, ano ba tawag dito? Got downgraded. Parang wala lang yung pile drivers nila dito I'm not saying WWE is trying to protect the pile driver but the credibility of the move got killed just like that in AEW. So, putang ina, it doesn't make sense that much that in WWE few weeks ago, we are building the credibility of the pile driver na hindi siya ginagamit, sobrang bihira gamitin. And now here in AEW, just like that, hindi ka man lang makapag-sell sa pile driver, and I didn't like it. Mm. But Kyle Fletcher, I think he did a really good job on this match. Sobrang solid niya din. If he will be pushed really well, I hope he will be the C2 winner, hindi si Okada. Total, since we are talking about C2, I don't really care about the tournament kasi hindi naman siya for the world title. So technically, this match is again pointless. I'm saying this before and I'm saying this again. Since this match or since this tournament is pointless, I'm not going to follow through this tournament. Just like last year. Antayin ko na lang mag-finals. Let's see what we can get there. Pero, sabihan ko na agad kayo, hindi ako excited to see it. Just like last year. Last year was okay. Okay, let's introduce this in a big way. This year, no. Sinabi ko na last year, what should be the C2, hindi pa din nila ginawa. So, it doesn't make sense. Why we still have to care about C2? And, para lang siguro magkaroon ng contender for the AEW title, so bakit nga ba hindi nila nilagay as stake yung AEW title shot? That might build a credibility for the belt. Or this might build something about the belt. But no, we still have to deal with the fucking Moxley. Jesus Christ. This is really bad for me on how C2 is getting built. Okay, so let's talk about what's good on me here. So I think this is a really good execution of turn. Mina Shirakawa and Mariah May, mag-flash forward na tayo. Their match is set for next week sa Winter is Coming. But I think the turn here was really good. And I really love how Mina Shirakawa is may self-awareness. I really love face turns na may self-awareness. Another example of this was the Bailey turn. Ito lang taon na to na I think that was really good. Na Bailey knows that the whole damage control is turning on her and then parang nag-backfire yung setup to turn on her. And then she revenge on her own and she smashed someone, I think, with the bottle that she introduced. I think it was a bottle ba? That was sure. But that was a really good turn regardless ni Bailey that time. So itatry kong i-flashbacks yan. Pero yun yung naalala ko. Then here on Mina Shirakawa at saka Mariah May, I think this turn might be better, but I really love the execution here. The match that we might get in a couple of weeks, I'm really excited and I'm really looking forward for the match that we're looking for. And Mina and Mariah May, I swear to God, their look, putang ina, nauubusan ako ng English. Pero I think they're looking pretty good. Wala akong masabi. Pero ito nga, ang mga faces with self-awareness is the best faces in business. Ang pinakaayaw ko sa mga faces kasi in wrestling is yung wala ka nang pakialam sa paligid mo, hindi ka pa kabado sa kalaban mo. Wala kang awareness sa kalaban mo. Mariah May is such an idiot. They, I'm going to say this. Mariah May is a bad champion right now. Or she is getting booked as a bad champion. They're just waiting for Monet to drop the belt and she might get that one soon. But I'm not surprised if they're going to do that. Pero like what I said, Mina Shirakawa did a really good job on being self-observant and yung pagiging self-aware niya on the turn or the thing that Mariah May is going to do is something a plus one to me. I really love faces with self-awareness. So that's a plus one. Na-expect ko din actually that we might see Tony Storm. Pero I'm glad we wasn't able to get Tony Storm. But that was a really good segment. Pero, pero ang ganda na to. I swear to God, since everyone likes Mina, Mina is going to be big in AEW. Even though she is not winning the belt. Let's face it. Mina is not winning the belt, but I think this is going to be a really good run for Mina. Next, isa bang match that I think it deserves a skip. So, Jack Perry versus Daniel Garcia. I love Daniel Garcia. It's time for him to become champion. And it was justified here. Pero medyo na-question ko yung booking niya on this Continental Classic. Sinalang agad siya with the same bracket as Okada. So medyo putang ina, I'm very upset on that. Bakit nga ba sinama sa bracket, same bracket as him, itong si Daniel Garcia? And the match ended in a draw, so that ends the point of Daniel being champion. Sana pinaghiwalay na lang sila na block. Oh, tangina, tas may kasama pa kasing mga mascot ni Tony Khan. Pero like what I said, guys, I'm not going to follow the C2 tournament. Hindi ako magiging komportable following that one. Siguro bigyan ko nila kayo ng bits in a couple of episodes hanggang mag-finals. Pero I'm not gonna follow that tournament. That tournament, in my impression, that was bad. Although, we are getting a lot of bangers, pero it's just a tournament to justify why AEW is pointless and a dig deep right now. I don't like the idea of a tournament that we're not getting a title shot for the world title. We don't have number one contenders right now besides Darby and Christian Cage. So why we're not crowning a new challenger for the belt? Diba? So that might be interesting sana. Eh wala eh. We are looking forward for Darby to win the belt. Nah, Darby is over. But that's it. I don't think Darby will be better than Pockets. Tangina. I don't think Darby is charismatic enough to become AEW champion. Just like Punk, MJF, just like Jericho, even though I don't like Jericho. Pero Darby, wala pa to. Trust me, wala pa to. I love Darby, but I don't see him as a flagship champion or a standard bearer champion that needs to be a standard bearer in AEW. Swerve is okay. I think he really deserves it. And he is an amazing champion. Pero Hugh? No. I don't think so. Pero going back, Jack Perry, Daniel Garcia, like what I said, they are killing the champion already on the Continental Classic. Tangin na, kung pinaghiwalay nila sana na bracket, di sana mas okay. Pero wala eh. AEW loves to bury the TNT champion there. Pero sana undefeated siya, hindi si Okada. Okada otherwise, this pointless tournament doesn't deserve to be viewed to begin with. Okay, so Daniel Garcia, it's time for him to become champion. And I don't care about the tournament. it's time na rin for Daniel Garcia to get something on the tournament. I'm really happy on the outcome. Jack Perry, I think he did a really good job on his purpose, but he will always be a forgettable champion. Um, pero hindi rin naman ganong nadala because he is with the elite na hindi rin nag-draw. Trust me. Then, Konosuke Takeshita, Ricochet. This is, I think, another match na I decided to skip. Nag-expect ako ng magandang match, pero sobrang letdown. Sobrang letdown ito. Tapos, ito pa yung first title defense ni Takeshita. That was disappointing. I am very disappointed on this match. Sorry people, sorry Ricochet fans. This is the match that I think you should skip immediately. Pagkabungad pa lang nung match na to, wala na, skip ko na. Wala, hindi ko talaga gusto. Tsaka ito isa pa, AEW really loves to stack their cards with 10, 11 matches. Walang pangihingahan. Ito yung mga matches na kailangan yung tanggalin. And on your pay-per-views, makakakuha kayo ng 8 or 6 to 8 matches. Eto, aside from that, medyo hindi ko rin talaga gusto yung match na to. Nila Ricochet and Takeshita. Takeshita is a really good champion. Ricochet is, I think, the one who will dethrone him. But the match that we got at this pay-per-view is really disappointing. That was bad. Then, Bobby Lashley versus Swerve Strickland. They're building Swerve again. Bobby Lashley is competing on his first pay-per-view. So medyo mahirap na decision to kung sino nga ba yung gagawing winner. Pero I'm glad that they let Lashley win this match because that was a really good presentation on how he should be presented. Actually, itong buong stable na to ng Hurt Syndicate, especially kay Shelton Benjamin, I think he is presented better than Lashley. Pero Lashley will always be the big guy on the Hurt Syndicate. Pinanood ko yung mga matches ni Shelton sa C2 even though I don't care about the tournament. I think doon siya magsha-shine all throughout sa tournament na to. I'm not gonna watch the tournament or to care about the tournament. I'm just going to watch the matches. And I'm really impressed on Shelton Benjamin so far. And I'm not going to talk about the tournament next couple of episodes. Unless the matches lang. Pero yung tournament mismo, I'm not going to talk about it. Okay, so main event, here we go. Pockets versus Moxley, AEW title. So this match is one of the examples of and one of my examples of a main event na hindi dapat i-main event. This match was really bad. Ewan ko kung ano ba yung masama dito, yung booking ba, yung character ba ni Orange Cassidy na walang pagbabago, yung bang crowd is not really caring about them. John Moxley being champion is kinda stale, or this storyline in general is getting stale. Take a pick. Pero trust me everyone, this is something that I should not care about on this pay-per-view. But eto, let's summarize the whole thing. So the match was eh, I'm just going to say both of them really worked really well on this match. Ito yung match na walang point or wala sigurong sense. Whoever wins, if Mox wins, tuloy ang impyerno. If Pockets wins, putang ina, sama-sama tayong lulubog sa AEW. So, it's a match that walang mananalo. So, okay na tayo. Max is a draw, for sure. But he is not winning in ratings. So, that's a different scenario. Pero, yeah. I'm really into the impression that I don't care about their stupid storyline na ginaganap nila dito. I don't care about the bullshitting, and the dead riders. It's just stupid, man. Parang bata talaga yung nagbo-book ng storylines ng AEW. After the match, Moxley and Wheeler Yuta had a bottle that was used to clean the ring side, and then they put it in pockets para siyang Sonrox. And then Hangman Page arrived and then hits Yuta with a chair. And then Christian came with his contract and he attacked Moxley. And then he is teasing to set up the cash in. However, si Jay White umatake, nag-strike. He sets up for the Blade Runner. Claudio and Pac attacked Jay White and they left. Then Moxley left the building. Here comes Darby. Darby emerged from the car that was destroyed. And then he wanted to come. I wanted to fight on his own. Eto. Good God. Let's talk about this. Medyo laliman natin to. Moxley versus Darby Allin. They are really building up this match for a future show, not at World's End, not definitely at Winter is Coming, but this is the match that they're building for February show. Hindi ito mangyayari basta-basta. They are building levels to levels on this. And I would say that this is the match that really puts AEW to business. If it's not Pockets, it's Darby. Pero Darby, ang difference lang naman ni Darby kay Pockets, I think Pockets is not a draw at all. I don't see any sense of booking Orange Cassidy as a main event guy to become champion. Darby I can tolerate, but Pockets, no. Si Darby, over kasi sa crowd, kaya maintindihan ko. Pero Pockets, seryoso kayo? Seryoso ba tayo dito? Like, this is such a really good reason not to watch AEW. And, putang ina, this pay-per-view was a disaster of a pay-per-view. Trust me. Yung Continental Classic na pointless, hindi ko na kailangan pagtuunan ng pansin. We're just going to focus on the main stories of AEW going forward because Okada is winning the tournament. No one cares about C2. So, I don't care who wins the Continental Classic. Hindi ko na pagtutuunan niya ng pansin. If there's something shocking there, okay, let's see what we're going to do or what we're going to get. But I'm not going to follow blow by blow this fucking tournament that I think no one cares. Na wala rin naman kasing big rewards eh. Okay sana kung yung Continental Championship, you might get a plan C there na you can cash in on John Moxley para magkaroon man lang ng credible na threat for the AEW title. Pero obvious naman kasi ang dating sa akin nito, Okada is dropping his belt anytime soon because the Elite and Jack Perry already dropped their respective belts. So, hindi rin malabo na i-drop to ni Okada. Pero I think it should be Kyle Fletcher, the one who should win the belt, none of the other people who should win it. Wala nang iba. Pero, yun nga, Darby Allin is the one they're brewing to book for the AEW title that we might get soon. Pero ako lang ba, mas gusto ko talaga Christian yung tumalo kay Moxley and then Christian's going to defeat Moxley, or let's do a triple threat, then Darby beats both of them. That will be a better idea. Pero wala naman kasing credibility yung tournament, so let's exclude that on the picture. So gusto ko sana talaga Christian, he should cash in if Darby wins the belt. After that, you should execute the cash in. That's it. Wala nang iba. Wala nang kailangan mangyari. Christian should lead the max era of AEW. Wala nang iba. Wala nang ibang credible champions na kailangan mag-lead ng roster ng AEW going to the max era other than Christian Cage. Christian is an impressive champion, if you're asking me. Pero we need to observe who might be the next challengers. Wala naman akong pakialam sa C2. Kasi yung C2 hindi naman credible na tournament. Tangina, may Base Muertos, may Commander, kung hindi injured si Hologram, for sure, andun din siya. Ricochet is there. And no one cares about Ricochet at this point. Yeah. Yan yung tournament. Pero wala nang upake dyan. So, let's skip on that. The pay-per-view, Full Gear. Ito lang masasabi ko, Darby is really getting booked or getting pushed to fight Moxley for the belt. Tinalo na rin ni Mox si Darby a few days back. Then he is trying to get a win back from Moxley. Tapos parang we are building another run where Kenny Omega might challenge Moxley for the belt since we are getting an face elite. Even though I don't like it. I don't like the idea of face elite after itong putangin ng nangyari na to. May sense sana tong tournament na to. Continental Classic. If Okada wins the belt, challenges Moxley, he wins the belt, and then the elite turns face for good. Pus, ang kwento. Pero I hope next year, this is another thing that they need to bury over. I hope Death Riders will be killed after World's End event. So that's it. So, World's AW for Gear. I think that was a fine show. Most of the things was really bad. Most of are really good. I really like the Kyle Fletcher Okada. Kyle Fletcher and Osprey match. Hindi talaga sobrang init ng AEW ngayon. It really shows. And the crowd doesn't care about the whole thing. And medyo disappointing then that we only have one women's match on the show. And that was amazing, by the way, to be fair. Pero, still, one match on the show for the women was really disappointing. Yung main event, tangin na hindi siya main event. Hindi siya main event. Tapos, dagdag pa natin, yung crowd was really bad. Tangina. AEW is really killing their company for good. I don't want AEW to die, but they are digging their grave continuously. Every pay-per-view since All In London this year, they are burying themselves slowly but surely. And if Darby or Pockets wins the title, they are all buried for good. Tangina, I can't believe I am saying this. Pero that was a really bad pay-per-view. I swear to God, that was a really bad pay-per-view. There are some good spots, like what I said. Pero most of the show matches was really bad. Especially, napakalabo pa. Why we are getting 6 matches, 20 minutes each. Not every match deserves 20 minutes. I swear. Hindi lahat ng matches deserves a 20-minute matches. Hindi lahat ay deserve ng mahabang matches. Kagaya ng Lashley versus Verb. It's only 13 minutes. And I think that was a really good match to present Lashley on his character. Other than that, tapos tangina may pockets pa at Darby. Oh my God. They are the top baby faces of the company. Good God. Oh God, man. That was really bad booking. They need more credible faces to be established with John Moxley being champion and not Pockets, not Darby Allin, not Beast Muertos, not Commander. Putang ina. Napapamura ako dito on how AEW is really putting themselves over in a coffin because I am really upset on what's going on this pay-per-view, and it was very disappointing. Why we are getting this garbage of a show? Why we are disappointing the people is because WWE was really good and we need to be a disappointing shit as fuck. No, we need to be better. TNA is booking better arenas right now. Yung July pay-per-view, it will be in an AEW arena, UBS arena. That was a really good arena to begin with. And now, AEW is booking the crypto arena in Los Angeles. That's not an upgrade. That's a destruction. Ay, nako. If AEW continues with this bullshit, um, wala na talagang pag-asa ang AEW. I'm going to say this, to be honest with you guys, sincerely, sobrang sincero ako sinasabi ko. If AEW continues this type of build-up, type of show, pacing of the show, the champion that they're booking, the face they're booking, the top face that we should root, tang ina. Wala talagang mangyayaring AEW in 2025. Kagaya ng sabi ko kanina, yung main event, ito yung match na wala tayong kailangan i-root. And yeah, it is. That's a match that I think we don't have to root on someone. We don't have to root on anyone because that was a really bad show to begin with. So why we are caring about the garbage AEW is having, and tangina, hindi ko rin magets na ba't dinidefend pa rin ito while WWE is having bangers after bangers after banger feuds. AEW is chilling down, just like Orange Cassidy and his shit in AEW. And I don't get why people are still defending this type of stupidity and feuds and kaputahan. I don't get it. I can't believe some people are still defending this bullshit. I can't believe there's still people are still defending Orange Cassidy as the main guy to be AEW champion. I can't believe we are still leaning to Darby Allin, number one contender, AEW title. You guys are fucking disgrace of a fan to begin. And I'm really disappointed to listen on all of you guys if that's the case. Let's go to Dynamite for 2 weeks. Kasi may mga sinasabi yung fandom that Dynamite was really good for the past 2 weeks. And with this G1 ng kahirapan tournament, I am really into the impression na wala nang buhay itong tournament na to. Walang kabuhay-buhay, walang pag-asa itong company na to. Walang pag-asa na makukuha ang AEW fans sa AEW. Walang pag-asa ang sino man sa mga manonood ng AEW because of Buckets and John Moxley. If you are a fucking idiot and you want to shit on me, dissing AEW just like everyone else because of us shitting AEW, you are a fucking disgrace. And I'm not going to tolerate any of this bullshittery of this crap. AEW is bad right now. Everyone can confidently say that. Tapos, I'm going to Dynamite. Let's do a roll call on what in the blue hell happened on this show. So, Continental Classic is ignored on this thing. I'm just going to mention them as a singles match. Benjamin Briscoe, like what I said, that was a really good match. Other than that, the C2 thing, pointless. Let's throw the bullshit here. Then, what are they? Other than that, tangina, that was pointless. The tournament was pointless, and we're just only getting bangers to justify not to book a contender for the AEW World Title. And that was really bad. Speaking of bad, let's start on two things here. Number one, like what we mentioned on the Full Gear review, Mercedes Moné and Camille bragged on what happened on Full Gear. And then she is now trying to fire Camille, and Camille decided, I quit. And she walked out of Mercedes Moné. That was really good. It's time to go, and it's time to beat that bitch, Mercedes Moné. Tsaka ito, seryoso Mercedes Moné, after of this match, I don't see her coming or getting a longer reign as AEW champion. Because wala na ako nakikitang sense to book her on a longer reign as AEW champion. Eto, speaking of ridiculous pyro matches on Dynamite, we have Chris Jericho versus Tomohiro Ishii. Putang ina. Putang ina. Oh my God. My guys, I apologize for that. But let's say this as it is. Ishii is not a good wrestler. Jericho is no longer on his prime. And Jericho is just there because he is sucking Dave Meltzer's dick. Other than that, I don't think this area should be champion on that company. Ring of Honor. Tapos, tang ina, kalaban pa natin. Ishii! Good God. Jim Cornette. Oh God. Jim Cornette is giving me influence lately, man. It's just disappointing how they are booking this crap. And as expected, this is another example of how to fuck up AEW. And no surprise, we got this bullshit Jericho Ishii match that I don't think everyone should like, or I don't think I should like, or I think everyone should like to begin with. Then we have Ricochet versus Claudio, another match for the crap tournament. The match was really good, but I don't think I should care about this tournament. Sorry, guys. Ano, ano, Ayan. Sorry, guys. Pero, like what I said, ito yung tournament na wala tayong pake. At walang mananalo to begin with. Then, itong, di ko na itackle yung Cole, shit. Then, Jamie Hayter defeated Queen Aminata to qualify for that match for Collision. Winter is coming. The winner will join the match at Wrestle Dynasty. Yun. Darby versus Brody King. Another Continental Classic match. Masabi ko nakakasawa na legit nakakasawa nang makita maglaban si Darby at si Brody King. Regardless on how really good their chemistry is, that was really disappointing. Tapos, tangina, napaka ano pa rin ito. Oo. Wala eh. Wala talaga. Masyadong malabo yung feud na to eh. And I don't see the sense of everything that we are getting right now. And it's just garbage. Garbage, just it. Garbage. Then, continue tayo. So, AEW this week is having this Dawson Battle Royale. Ito, tournament na naman to. Ito, I think this is my favorite match of Shelton so far. Shelton versus Kyle Fletcher. They're booking Fletcher really good here, promise. And that was a really good match. That was a really good and impressive match. Amazing. I can't believe na kaya parang sumabay ni Shelton Benjamin on someone like Kyle Fletcher. That was a really good match. The Dawson Battle Royale, ang goal lang naman nito, Battle Royale, then to must remain into the ring. Tapos ang matitira dito, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. And those two will face each other for the ring. And the winner will face MJF for the match at World's End. Ang ina. This is really dumb. This is really dumb. This is really dumb as fuck. putang ina. Sobrang ano na to, wala. Wala talaga mararating to. Then, um, may mga ini-skip na akong matches kasi it doesn't make sense. Anna Jay is the next number one contender for the TBS title. Another match that I think I don't care. And Brody King defeating Claudio. Tama ba? Claudio defeated Brody King, baligtad. And yeah, I think the match, the direction of the tournament is really clear that Darby might win the whole thing. Pero wala namang reward. Pero putang ina. I hope that this is still something to do with the possible winner na hindi galing sa feud for the World Heavyweight title like Osprey, like Darby or Death Riders. Sana someone na bago yung manalo. Pero other than that, the pacing of this thing is really bad. Oo. Mm. So, yun lang yun. Parang this is something that we should looking for. Pero yun nga, kagaya nga ng sabi ko, the pacing of the show is really dumb. Wala nang iba. Yun. So that's it for Full Gear plus Dynamite review. I'm not going to review Collision. At saka yung iba pang matches ng tournament because I don't care. Sabi ko nga wala akong pake doon sa C2 kasi hindi naman credible yung reward for the tournament. And wala rin naman akong pake sa tournament na to. So, yeah. We will get back to you guys with our Survivor Series War Games review. We're just going to stack it into a long episode. I hope you guys can enjoy that type of episode that we're going to release later this week. And yeah, see you later. Bye for now.